Something is happening.
Refusing.
876 292 6776666. You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She had the real big woman, Miss Davis, she had the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own horse and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D had the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own horse and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer every day. My wife have to sign up letter car. NHT them a real setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. My son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will build a house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she had the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D had the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting a no farmer bangarang, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them, just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement. Now me house that I build up on the eye. Me I save some me money gone up in the sky from. Me meet Claudia, me say me nah lie bank. Have money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly so. Hypocrite pagan while we die. You can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house gone. I Miss Davis, she had the real big woman. Which she coulda never go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh, you cut the music so short, Tony.
I had to cut it short. There's actually 25 persons online, and it's only 3 minutes past 3. That normally does not happen. Everyone is
the people
early.
are listening to the song and loving it, Tony. And
Yeah, but they're here to hear you talk. They hear the song all the time.
yeah, but the song I have a message, don't it?
Miss Davis, the real big woman.
That's not the message.
Which you could have
By
never go
sand,
wrong.
block, cement, sand and steel. That's the message.
So Dancehall says first. It was a race to the comment section.
Okay, hi, Dancehall.
Lexi G says hi, ladies.
Who
Dancehall
eat
says
them
hi.
rice and peas and chicken already? I don't even eat none yet. Jeez.
For them to be online this early, I don't even think they cook it yet.
No one them cook by from. If my mommy was alive, dinner already by 12.
12?
Yeah.
What time do you eat it?
Back in the day, right after they do the breakfast, they do the dinner.
But cooking
Right
don't
after.
take so long again.
So what they do is you have the rice and peas and the chicken now, not the ackee and the breadfruit or whatever else they do in the morning, the callaloo, the fried dumpling and so on. And then right after that now, I'm grate them coconut. Peas would already a soak. I'm grate the coconut for make the coconut juice, all of that. I remember saying that. I never have pressure cooker in the time they friend.
Yeah, blender.
Tony, you know, you hear me say grate the coconut. What kind of blender? Grate the coconut that your finger them chip off. That's why I not even wear fingernail to this day. Fingernail them chip off, right? And
But some of the necessarily takes a shorter time to cook.
no, but it was a stretch back in the day. And then sometimes too, I remember when we were in Jonestown, mother used to raise chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to go catch the chicken when I go cook that day and kill it.
See when they catch it from the night before.
No, you catch it the same day. What amazed me, I didn't realize. I used to go to my father. We used to have a beef shop in Jonestown. I used to have to go to him every Sunday morning for the pound of meat or 2 pound of meat or whatever he decided to give us. There was always a long line. And what I'm realizing is that most persons did not have a refrigerator back in the day.
Oh, it was a luxury item.
Yeah. Now it's a staple in everybody household have it.
Mm-hmm.
And who don't have it can beg it.
And the Indians certainly make it cheaper too.
Make it cheaper.
Yeah, I saw a fridge for like 50,000. I was like, what?
Really? Where? What, a small undercounter fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even me myself give away fridges all the time to people who don't have fridge. But fridge is a staple in everybody's household now. It's like fridge and television. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, it was a serious luxury. But yeah, man, the old schoolers finished with them in a long time, friend. I sit up on the veranda, I chill out and chat.
What I
Nancy
do
story.
remember, my friend always tell me that her mom closes her kitchen at 2 p.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, that means she done eat dinner already.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, 12 o'clock. Yeah, man. By them time, I don't eat dinner a long time, friend. And I look for some, and I look for the So not only did they do dinner,
Mm-hmm.
they did some kind of pastry.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a potato pudding or something was always there. So like you roll up now to 3, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
You look forward now to
For
that. Yes. And in Christmas too. When Christmas comes, you don't cook a whole cake for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you always look forward to the cake. Because at them time you're going to eat the cake. Now I eat the cake for breakfast and dinner. Know that. You eat it in the evening.
Mommy, so where's my tradition? Why you don't do any of those
You're
things?
too busy to make money. You don't have time for that. Too busy. Plus the cook thing never reached. I never learned to cook properly anyway. Because I hated cooking as more a reader. So when my mother said, Claudia, she sees some chicken already. And she said, start it, must brown it fair before she come. Me would turn on the pot, the stove, put in the oil. And I read my book, you know, I don't pay attention to that. I mean, I talk about oil stove, you know, people, not gas stove. Oil stove, I mean, never like it because you have to, when you got the light the match, and then you have to make sure this wick thing proper, and then you have to, like, oh my God, it was a disaster. And I always end up forgetting about it, and the pot catch a fire.
The one little pot of meat that your mom have to cook.
Sometimes the chicken all burned. And eventually she just stopped.
But why she needed to start it? It's a long chicken to cook.
I don't know. I was a child. I was about 9, 10. But my mother left when I was about 11, 12. So I was just going to Woolworths when she leave. But she eventually she said, no, Claudia, no, don't do it. I just came home, read my book or do my drawings because I could draw back in the day, you know. I could do art.
You sure about that?
Yeah, man, I could have done my little school games.
I think everybody think they can draw.
Me could have draw.
So, all right, let me do the final greetings.
I hope we're not this too. I have as I tell you, a construction site is coming behind us. I'm kind of hearing the truck noises.
If you can close the window.
No, don't close it yet. But if it's disturbing you guys, let me know.
All right, so Lexi G says hi. Dancehall says hi. Carlene says happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday.
Island Girl says good afternoon. I haven't seen Carlene before.
Carlene Vidal.
And Island Girl hasn't been here in a while. Kendrick is here. Kendrick said, but they are early. Maria says hi. Maria said it's bad. Miss D are the real big man, Carlene says. Garma says a dancing duo. Hey peeps. KTG says a blessed Sunday, everyone. And Jovan says good afternoon. Of course, that is laughing. Naki says good afternoon, ladies, everyone. I just made it on time. We love the song, Tony.
Yes, so stop cut the sound in that quarter.
Jovan says, my red rice cooking man.
Them have red rice now? Red rice?
Peas?
No, what is red? Oh, you mean because the peas make it red? I wonder who stills great as the coconut. Not greater. Them probably put in a blender now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Miss this generation just buy the powder.
Let's buy the powder. But funny enough, in the market now, when you buy the coconut, you can ask them for ox it out and put in a bag for you. So you know, for go on a struggle. You know, like how we always a struggle for bucket and I lick it on the tile and I lick it on the concrete.
I'm not about that life.
I
don't even think I want blended. I just get buy it in the liquid form.
Well, they do have it in a liquid form.
Yes.
As well. In the supermarket, frozen.
Or you can buy it in the grace tin. I see it in the tin too.
Mm-hmm. But I think probably the more authentic one is the one that they sell on the coconut board, which comes in the bag, and you can put it in. But the most authentic one is brought the coconut to on a great tight and squeeze out the juice.
Nobody knows how to do that in this household.
And nobody probably know how to do that anymore. As I'm sure it's a machine oxing and doing everything now. Not no handy.
Alright. Normal said, I'm tired of food. What about?
Tired of food, Normal. Same thing every day. Every day I'm looking at these cooking shows. I'm saying, damn, probably like me have time and me have the money. So it's not money now and it's not time. But if you go to China and them cooking show them on.
No, you don't. You probably just need to go to a restaurant
Yeah.
outside of the cook shops that you love to go to.
Yeah, but them restaurant the price, them running here, something dropping.
But money and time is not your issue. You just said that.
Yeah, but
So just go.
The restaurant still not give me. Like there is this chef that I start to follow. I forget what his name now.
Chef Ricardo?
No, man, not Chef Ricardo. The you bad. He's on one of the chats that I'm in. I said I go. I'm really gonna have to hire him for a lunch with my friends one day. And just come to your location and him set it up for you. Really nice. So I'm advertising something named Sea Cockroach. He was on the beach preparing for a family.
Oh.
And the thing was called Sea Cockroach.
Oh,
so fun.
Jovan said, yes, I was growing up. Breakfast and dinner finished by 2 p.m. Yvonne says, good afternoon. Corinne says, the great are such a dangerous creation. And yet every household has one.
And back in the day, I want to tell you, I could have swear when I dropped the pudding man one day and I see people are great at potato. The pudding man a prairie. I could have swear I saw people great with the potato. Because I guess them can't put it can't go in the blender. Maybe not.
I don't know.
You see them are great at the potato.
Jovan says the Syrians downtown have very affordable standing fridges. Yes, that is true.
That's true, yeah. Downtown Kingston, downtown which parish?
Downtown Kingston.
Downtown Kingston. I'm looking for the chef.
Katie says it's our 40th anniversary today. Wedding anniversary?
Wedding? Most?
Congratulations.
Congrats. My gosh, 40 years.
That is a long time.
That's
like my entire life. I don't think I've ever committed anything for 40 years other than breathing
and eating.
and some days I don't eat, so I don't think I commit. Some days
and sleeping.
No, some days I'm asleep, Mom. So
his name is Celebrity Chef Dice.
Oh,
Celebrity Chef Dice. I follow him on Instagram now.
Congratulations on your 40th. Jovan says we aren't hearing the trucks. That's good. Island says yes, I've been in school, so been missing out. Yeah, I know Island girl has been missing.
I hope you finish now, graduate with honors and everything, learn something, come out and make the thing bigger, better, better. About bigger, better, better. US show them mic this week, yeah.
What they did?
Bomb Iraq or Iran, guys. Which one? I just saw it on my feed a while ago.
Oh.
I don't really follow the news thing, but sometimes them things are just pop in front of me.
Jovan is agreeing with Norma.
Iran.
I feel the same way. I don't know what to eat sometimes. Tired of everything.
Me too. Like yesterday, I was so disillusioned with the food. I actually went into Wendy's and bought a milkshake. Worst decision ever. I was saying, I don't want a food. I don't want a chicken. I don't want a burger. I don't want a fish. I don't want a fries. I don't want none of that. So I was in the plaza, and Wendy's was actually in the plaza. So I'm stepping in sauce, but they have burger, whatever. I said, no want that. You see them have shakes, I'm saying, let me try it. Oh my God. At my age, guys, don't buy milkshake. I'm sure it's not as everyone told you, all right, but not me.
I'm so sad that Mother stopped doing milkshakes. Mother had some really good milkshakes, you know.
Well, I'm taking it out of the menu.
I don't know
where you alone with things, so.
I don't know where I would go to get a milkshake now.
Nowhere.
Right, there's nowhere.
Not even a smoothie bar. I pop it up with all kind of nuts and stuff. So
yeah, it's not going to be milkshake as we know it.
But worst decision. So I learned my lesson. All right.
Katie said yes, wedding. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Lisa Marie says good afternoon. Hi, Lisa. And Kendrick agrees it was Iran. But I didn't know they were in war with Iran.
So what does that mean for the rest of you who live in that country there now? Because US entered the war now, it look like. This remind me of when who did bomb America?
Japan,
Japan did bomb.
Armageddon. It's not
No,
Armageddon.
what them call it?
What was it? I think it was Japan.
One of your presidents did a speech. I'm calling it the infamous speech.
Theodore Roosevelt.
I think so. It's called. Somebody tell me the name of the what them call
Pearl
it?
Harbor.
Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor. When I saw it, I said, "Damn, this reminds me of Pearl Harbor." People didn't know it was coming and never know that them
They were in their bed.
Yeah,
They were in their beds.
they're gonna enter the war. So, how you feel now that your country they have now entered the war? Thing is that when a country goes to war, nobody's left unscathed. Even if you're not on the front line, even if you're not in the next town or the next, you will keep wondering when is your turn. It's a high stress thing.
I guess you wondering too if Iran have missiles that can reach U.S. soil.
Soil, yeah. And you're now wondering what about the supply chain, food, all those things. Is that going to get messed up? Are they going to be moving funds now in that direction? Take them focus off them own country now. For gone over at the playground over there, so we're going to fight war with people.
But I think the U.S. always had their eyes outside of U.S. I mean, they spend a lot of time spying on other people. That's their MO.
And giving foreign aid.
Yeah, giving foreign aid and putting restrictions on countries. I mean, that's just what they've done.
It's rough though. I mean, and I can imagine those. Well, I'm way over here in Jamaica, not at war with a soul. We don't have any means either to enter any war. We're just trying to be a peaceful country and live our lives. That's all we're trying to do, right?
We're too small to have means to enter a war.
Eat good food.
I mean, one missile would just the whole country.
I'm glad I decided to stay here because back in the day, as you all know, my mother did fight for me and I told her no. So at the time when she found I was about 28. She left me when I was 11, but she actually never get through the papers or something. I was 28, 27, because I didn't have Rachel yet. I had Rachel 1 year later. She filed for us, my brother and myself, and the papers came to us actually. And I called her and said, remember that you should not have filed for me. Anyway, my brother was looking about to stay at the embassy and so on. And then she had a third stroke and she died before the papers came through. But I was not going anywhere. I'd already bought a house. I already had Tony. Only thing I never had was a car. I would have actually had Rachel. 6 months later, I bought a 1970 VW Bug. Worst thing ever. But it set me on my feet, set me on my foot, and it gave me the inspiration for one drive car, right, Tony? Which is all I need.
KT says, got married at 19. Would do it all over again? Nope. Didn't get the chance to be single and find out what I wanted. Regrets? No. Just lessons to teach youngsters. Very great. We're grateful.
I think it's a different time now. Back in the day, women got married early because they needed a male figure to take care of them, right? They never have education or resources and so on.
Or they could just be very in love.
Yeah, but...
And married, if you wanted to have sex, you have to go get married.
Right. But it was rough. Because he must struggle, you must struggle.
Yeah, but we're struggling together in love.
Yeah, but that really messes you up early in life.
No, but Kitty says she got through on the good side of it. She chose a good husband.
But she said she wouldn't do it again.
Boy, most people would not do marriage again.
Is it KT? Is that 40 years? Yes.
Yeah.
Really. She said she got married at 19. Would I do it all over again? No. She didn't get a chance to be single and find out what she wanted. But I mean, by now you would have known what you wanted. But the thing is the pressure of it that I don't like. I mean, I had a daughter at 20 and at 17. That pressure alone was enough for me. I wasn't going to add a man to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just enough for me. Imagine being married at 19, then a baby come and the next one come and the next. And you are going to sacrifice your education and everything.
Because he needs to go work, eh?
Yeah, he needs to go work. And chances are, daycare are too pricey for 2 and 3 kids, so you have to stay home. And I can't imagine it being that rough. Can't imagine. But Sometimes we don't get to choose our life. It is handed to us, right?
Jovan says certainly different time today. There's a lot of distractions.
Especially for men. Why did I say that, Joe? Especially for men. But we don't get to choose our lives sometimes. Sometimes you choose something and it go down the God path. God on a different angle. But you just have to make good with what you have and what you get. Right? Sometimes you make a conscious decision, but many times your decision is subconscious. But when you pick up that, ouch, I made this decision, then you have to work with it. You have to
See there, I told you we were in the church, had to get married if you wanted an intimate relationship.
Well,
Marriage was the legal way to sex.
times change.
Well,
Times change now.
I don't know. I feel like some people should get married before they have sex. Now the sex not leading to no good decision.
My thing is, since I've gotten older, I've realized something. The Creator only gave us sex to have children. I mean, that's the sum total of it.
Man turned it into sport and entertainment.
Yeah, it was just for you to have children, but people not realizing that the byproduct of sex definitely will be children. So they indulge, and then when the kids come, them in shock. Don't know why, but it's a natural byproduct, right?
Currency Walk says, got married at 32. Had I married who I was with at 19, I would be depressed and abused.
I can imagine. We're having a real estate questions. Tell me how you feel about your country bombing up the place now. Get
I
into
think
the war.
everybody's still in shock, but they can't answer that question today.
They're in shock. When this happened? Yesterday?
But I feel like US has always been secretly bombing people. It's just now this one public.
Well, the British Prime Minister says, I was looking at it, he says he knew about it, so apparently he got a phone call to say, we're going to do this, you know?
Yeah, because bombing take planning. You
But-
can't just get a bomb, so.
But what happened is that Iran, apparently, Iran have nuclear weapons. So that's why the bombing. So they're trying to neutralize Iran before whatever it is they're doing escalates and decide to go use it. Yeah,
So it's only Iran have nuclear bombing technology?
I don't know. I don't follow them up, you know. It's becoming up. Jamaica is just a little green place with land, wood, and water.
KDT said it was rough. Went to university at 35. No registered nurse overseas.
Okay, that's good. I went to university after I had Rachel, so I would have been 30. And I skated through with my 5 O levels, but it never stopped me. Buy house same way, buy car same way, all of that.
Yeah, but you were in a decent job. You can still get a decent job with just 5 O levels.
What decent job I was in as a telephone operator? How decent is that? That is like call center work now.
Yeah, but it's
I never got promoted until I actually stepped into the university.
okay.
I was a telephone operator, stuffing envelopes at one point, and I became a telephone operator. Never got promoted till I stepped into the university.
Yeah, but back in the day, that little job had healthcare, no it? And it had some basic things
It had
that you could
healthcare, but we
live on.
never need healthcare. Never sick. Young, you're not sick. Young people don't need healthcare. Old people like me need healthcare.
But you had a child, you didn't need healthcare.
No, never sick. When you come out of the incubator, you were good.
But I feel like Zana's even need healthcare now.
No, sir. No one need healthcare. That's just because, and besides, you know, understand Jamaica and like, we have free clinic. For them parents who don't care, them go to private doctor, but there is free clinic. You know, go free clinic every month yourself. Don't have a free clinic where she go, yeah, and she sit down and watch a little bit of them and come for them with them running nose and them coughing and everything same way. We have free clinic. So it's not as if in Jamaica you earn minimum wage. You can go clean your teeth free, get your glasses free, your eye check, you name it. Free, everything free. Just be prepared for sit down on the clinic.
Coincidence. These days you can have sex without a partner. And I think back in the day, to like 40 years ago, your only form of entertainment was really like conversation, you guys seem to talk a lot No, people barely talk.
No, them barely talk. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But you see, a lot of persons, them mix up the sex thing, you know. There's a saying that I have, right? And it is, you can have sex without a relationship, but you cannot have a relationship without sex. I think the women miss that point. You have a partner, you're not having sex, you don't have a relationship. What you now have is probably a friendship or what's the other word we use in Jamaica? We have some words that them use, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
You're no longer in a relationship, because the truth is you cannot have a relationship without sex. So you can have sex without a relationship. Yes, you can be hooking up together, but you're not in any relationship. So ladies, once the sex is over, and men are the one who usually initiate the sex anyway, because half the time women don't feel for any sex. But if that's not happening, you no longer have a relationship, so don't push it, don't rush it, don't fight it.
But if you're not having sex, has the woman like mentally checked out?
It's not the woman. What happened? The woman sometimes forced to not having sex, by upsetting her man, being vexed, lock shop, cannot be bothered, turn her back,
Yeah, but
gone over her sister and her mother.
But isn't she doing all those things because she has mentally checked out of this relationship?
No. Sometimes just straight spite.
Are you sure it's not just like her passive aggressive way of trying to get him to leave?
No, that's not a get to leave strategy.
No?
No.
Jamaican men
A
don't
Jamaican women, I get to leave, come out of my yard, come out, pack your things and leave. Them I tell them straight up.
I feel like Jamaican women don't do that again.
Yeah, man, them do that, man. That's not a passive aggressive thing. Well, usually them doing what you talking about earlier to get him to do something.
Oh.
So they want him to make a change, whether it is coming early, give them more money or whatever. So they
But
use
to
it
get all of those things, shouldn't you just give more sex?
Yeah, but they're not smart enough. That's the thing. They don't
Because
understand.
if he's in a good mood, then you can get what you need out of him. If
Yeah.
he's not having sex and he's in a bad mood, you're not going to get anything out of him.
Yeah, but Jamaican women don't understand. I don't know if they're not mature enough, but that's the worst thing you can do to a man, actually. I'm very honest, man. As the guys tell me, that's the absolute worst thing. And the thing is that these men, I found men so easy to get along with, because I've learned and I understand that a man is upset for 5 seconds tops.
He doesn't even remember after that what you were upset
when
about.
when the 6 second trip in, him brain shift totally. He's no longer upset. Women are upset.
All the time.
All the time.
Forever.
24 hours. 5 days a week.
Is that we have this little trigger? As in breathe too hard, you remember
But,
when
that's too much long memory. Tony, I would call it long memory. Come on, guys. See, from me learn that, me and no man not upset. I may get everything when you want.
So, all right, so Kendrick says, U.S. at war for over 90% of them existence. Normal operation. This Iran just a next target.
Sad.
Just the next target.
It's sad.
I feel like the country built on war, and it's for. I mean, that's how U.S. started, right? With the war with England.
No, when them said the Pearl Harbor thing turned them around still. The Pearl Harbor thing wake them up. So they started to build their weapons and put them people to work, and it really started a whole shift in how they behave and how they position themselves, because they don't want anybody else to bomb them on their territory, right? So even the 9/11 shifted that as well for them, make them more resilient and more focused on protecting themselves.
9/11 wasn't even a bombing. It was like
them could have bombed them.
I know,
so
they
just drive the plane through the Twin Towers.
I know. I mean, that was very creative.
But or you fight a war and then prepare for just dead. So one day and dead.
They didn't plan to fight no war.
No, they didn't. We just want to cripple our show and say,
we can get you.
We can get them.
We can get you.
Married 30 years, Jasmine.
Oh, I feel like there's something before that. Hold on. Carlene says, Miss Davis Antonian, I want to leave out of America. Can you guys find me a nice piece of property in Negril to build my dream home?
So like some money tumble open on the step. You want to check? Right here and barely could have come out with it, you know. Look, Tony needs a lot of grill. Man, them tumble down the stairs. Negril. Kali Negril is so tricky. Why you choose Negril? I mean, there's so many places in Jamaica. Negril? You want to build a property in Negril? I don't know. Can't check if I have any lands in Negril, but first time I went to Negril, or maybe the third time I went to Negril. Third time. Went to the Tropics conference, but I didn't even go outside in Negril. But just driving through, it's like, come on, the road is so horrible to get here to. But they're gonna supposed to be fixing all of that. And they're supposed to be extending the toll road from Mandeville to get down to that side as well. So, not too bad. And they're fixing the road from the airport and build a new road. You should be able to get to the grill pretty quickly. She wants somewhere in the grill, Tony. You can WhatsApp us and let me check the system and see what's available. But
I don't know. The grill feels like the middle of nowhere.
the end of nowhere.
The end of nowhere.
Not the middle. It was the middle of somewhere. At least you could have got that west, east, and south.
I went into the town, walked into the town, and I'm like,
what is this? You're like, And when I was at
but I
Tropics,
guess she wants to retire, so I guess you can retire in the grill.
They had a lot of white people hanging around in the grill.
Yeah, but that's because of where we were. We're at a hotel. Like, I'm wondering where actual Negril people live.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see any. Everything was tourist based where I was. So.
Yeah, I'm wondering myself. I'm looking to see if there are any. She says she wants a piece of land, but Negril doesn't even have a good housing scheme. So.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, where do people from Negril actually live?
Oh, them can live in Whitehall.
Whitehall. Okay.
Whitehall, where the land is 6.5. There's a private.
That was the NHT scheme?
Yeah, for 4.5. Not NHT, Housing Agency.
Housing Agency.
Can live in Negril Estates to 12 million. Negril Estates not bad. It's right on the main. I know Negril Estates.
Wasn't there a new housing scheme that way? Like some 2-bedroom, modern-looking houses?
Probably still have no. Negril Estates, 32 million.
I feel like it was like a small gated community.
Could be. Send me a message and let me just send you all of these that I'm finding in Negril from a private treaty of 4.5, but Whitehall, you have lots of plots in Whitehall, don't build it either.
Okay. Jasmine says, married 30 years, not an easy road. Would I do it again? Yes. Wish there were multiple wives in one compound to help me with the kids, the housework, and the sex.
Yes. Yes, Jasmine. I always advocate for that. I advocate for that, for real. I say some women need the support. We're coming from African ancestry, but we fling with a partner. We come to Western world and do what they must do. But I feel that we really should have. If a man can afford 2 and 3 wives, you should have 2 and 3 wives, all in the same household, all supporting each other, right? Keeping the household clean. Come on, if you have kids, keep household clean. Go and work, come home, do all of them. Oh my God, get up the next day and do it. Jasmine, lift my hat to her. I could have barely managed. KTG, Claudia and myself, same age. I went to IC, Immaculate Conception High. That is the background that gave me the push to get up and move up. We were poor but loved each other. Well, I'm glad you found your soulmate early. That's the thing, finding the soulmate early, because yes, the truth is love conquer most things. It does conquer most things. But I feel like these days that just loving somebody is no longer there. Everybody doing the maths. Not everybody. I think the women are doing the maths, not the men. And the men will still
Love you.
love you. The men will still just fall in love with you. You don't have to own a car and a house and look pretty and by society standards. None of that. Them just love you. Right? The women do. I think the women are do the maths. How him work, how much money him have, what him can do. Women are do the maths.
But she has to because she has the burden
Of what?
the kids, the housework, and the sex.
Well, you shouldn't really have any children if you don't want any children. If you don't want any children, you shouldn't really. There's contraceptive now, so you really don't need to have the burden of children that you don't need.
You still have housework and sex though.
You don't need burden of household of household cleaning either, because the man can pay for that.
That's why she's doing the maths.
Right? She's doing the math, and she have to make
Because
sure.
if too poor can't afford it,
Can't afford it. So,
so the burden is gonna be hers.
yeah, but the burden is only because she have him as an addition. Think about it. If it's you alone, you can live in your own mess or your own cleanliness, all by your lonesome.
It's true.
Pick up your clothes when you want, wash your plate them when you want, blah blah. It's when you have the additional person in the household now that you feel pressured into these things. If you can't wash the plate them, you can't take out them something else. If nobody else never did it, you wouldn't see the plate. Am I lying? You
I
wouldn't
don't know.
see.
I live by myself and I still wash the plates.
I'm saying, but you watch it at your own leisure. If you want to go watch House, or like when you love watch Transformer, you go watch Transformer first before you wash a plate. But yeah, because you have the choice. You do still have the choice, but because of the other person, you're mindful of, and even in your headspace, you say, make him wash your plate, man. Make him wash your plate.
But he's not mindful. He probably don't even see the plates.
No, that's the difference. So yeah, Katie, glad that you have to make it work. I know you have the ups and downs just the same because sometimes you not gonna see eye to eye and so on. But
Plus, they're young, 19. I mean, they're just finding out who each other is.
I'm trying to navigate the world.
But the good thing is that they weren't setting their ways as yet, so still some
But
begging can take place.
Yeah, well, the truth is, guys, I think when you're single, you move faster. I'm not telling you that.
I don't even know if you move faster, but there is a freedom of choice. Every decision you make, you don't have to relate it to somebody else.
Or else you can't guess it.
Yeah, because it will affect somebody else. So you can just make a decision, move on. If it's good, it's bad. Nothing is you on.
Or seek permission.
Yeah.
Seek validation. When are you alone, you can't get up and say, Tony, I'm going to buy the house. I'm going to buy that car. I want to fling out the mattress and put it out the door and make people go to buy a mattress. Nobody say, Claudia, didn't you just buy a mattress last month?
No, or the famous one is, this mattress is only 20 years old. You still have 10 more years left in it. I was like, yeah, I don't think I've ever slept on a mattress over 3 years old.
Me
because,
either.
like,
I'm like, hell no. So, but this is it. When you are, and then, when you're with a partner, you say, okay, I want to change my car. So I changed my car every 3 years. You're like, nothing wrong with the car. Nothing wrong with the car. Car's still good. Not getting in trouble.
Yeah, but I just don't like looking at it
Yeah. Come on, I'm over it. So I feel like when I'm alone, I can just roll. I can get up like I said, Tony. Where we went last week? We're in Mandeville. I said, Tony, book us in a hotel because I'm not coming back.
That's this week.
That's this week. That's this week just gone. I said, book us, find a hotel. No matter when I guest house or not Airbnb, just book a hotel. We actually finished. We had about 5 properties to look at, but we actually finished at about 1 o'clock, and we could have actually gone home. You can just imagine if I had a man with me, he'd be saying, let's just drive home. Let's just drive home. You know what I mean, Tony?
Yeah, especially since the hotel didn't even book the space on charge the space until we reach.
Yeah, because I think they wanted to upsell us, quite frankly, which they did. But I just feel like
that's the thing. Now we made that decision very quickly.
Yeah.
We didn't have to
call nobody. The only thing I did was text my other daughter, so we're not. Well, she kind of knew that we were coming in because we had already booked the hotel. But now for second guess it, you know. And then once I text her, I'm done with that. When I watch TV or I fool around, after I call nobody and I say, "How you doing, honey? Did you eat your dinner?"
Boy, but you made a lot of phone calls when we got to that hotel.
Business. They were all business.
You made
A lot of phone calls, but they were all business. Sometimes I can't do it when I'm driving, but I think I'm happier being single, quite frankly. Can't manage the dual thing now.
What I have is freedom of headspace when I'm single.
Yeah.
I like when my thoughts are consumed by me
Yeah.
and not someone else.
Not somebody. Fuck up your brain.
You know, it's funny, when I'm here, my thoughts are consumed with Xander and Zabin.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm not here, I don't even think. I'm like, that's a parent 1 and parent 2 problem. I come in third position. So I don't need to worry.
Yeah, when I'm not here too, I chill out, watch my TV. These days, me I binge pan what is something new? Me I binge pan now? SWAT. That's what I binge out. 2 weeks ago it was House. Now it's SWAT.
All right. Passport Life says, good afternoon. Is there a special stamp for the stamp commissioner on the instrument of transfer?
What special stamp? Good afternoon. Is there a special stamp? You only stamp that instrument of transfer if you are a body corporate, meaning you are a company.
No, I think she's asking the government agency to put a stamp on it.
No.
I don't recall that.
No. Whatever stamp goes onto your title when the registrar signs it.
But you don't get it back either, don't you? So even if they stamp it, you don't know.
What? The transfer document?
Yeah.
No, you don't get transfer document back. It goes to the government. The government keeps it in their records to show that you transfer the property. But a stamp goes on to the registrar on the title itself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happens, and the registrar signs it. But there's no other stamp. Oh, and somebody was asking about title. So I'm pleased to tell you that Riverstead, we now have our title in our hand, guys. We now have a title, and somebody was saying, I don't see the name. So, guys, on the title, right? Everybody who buy the place, them just keep adding them name at the bottom. If you get a loan, them just put the loan at the bottom. That's what they do. Everybody.
That's why I like to buy new developments.
Why?
That way your name is like after the developer's name.
Well, I like new development because it stopped them from adverse possessment.
Yeah, but I like
up to 12 years.
But I like when I open the title and it says John Brown, farmer, and the wife Mary Stewart, housewife of John's Lane, Kingston 20, our joint tenant. I mean, it's so nice, especially when it's on the first page. You're like, wow, name on paper.
Yeah, we have a new one like that. We're in Draxall, I think. Yeah. Come to think of it, you know, we haven't picked up that title. Oh, I guess not liable. It's safer than no else. But
you need a vault in a mom.
I'm not doing vault. You mean a little safe, but I don't need it.
No, a vault. So if like the house burned down, the titles are safe. We can all get a
you
copy
just
nowadays.
need a little safe, but you don't need that because you can always claim it's lost or burnt or whatever and issue a new title.
Yeah.
So that's not an issue. And
not anymore. Back in the day, it used to take forever.
Yeah. And titles office have the original. What you have is the duplicate original. Right? That's what you have. Title office have the original.
Jovan says
stamp, not so sure.
Jovan says a lot of white people retire in Negril. And Jovan says, I hear quite a few developments coming to the area.
In Negril?
Yes.
That one I don't know.
And well, they're putting the airport, Mom. So yes, I can definitely see things coming into the area. But the thing is, the property prices in Negril are already high.
No,
mean-
not if you're going to those little schemes like what I just named. Out.
No, I'm talking as a developer
Oh, as a developer.
to buy
No,
a
no, it's
large
not.
tract of land.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No,
But I haven't seen any large tract of lands for sale in
they
the
are.
world.
I was looking at them. They're not expensive. They're cheaper than if we stay on North Coast side.
Yeah.
But the thing is, because I am slightly biased not going to Negril, I don't see the economic activity in Negril.
You don't need to see the economic activity. People come in there to retire. And if they put the airport, you just need to be an investor. Have the land now. When the airport come, you do your development and you sell to all the people that plan to retire in the grill.
No. Not Negril. Negril is not calling me yet.
But by the time it calls you, the prices are gonna be crazy.
So tourism ministry drives Negril. I see something here. What? I wonder if they put in the breakwater in Negril. Well, they must have. Okay, let's bring it up because apparently I missed it. So we need to talk about National Housing Trust. The National Housing
Norma
Trust
says it here.
benefits.
There's going to be some housing developments coming on stream in the grill, and Passport Life in the grill estate is nice. Johanna and Norma seem to know something. I thought you were gonna silence the phone.
I'm gonna do that now. You have another question?
No,
looking
what's
for
the
the-
article?
The article.
What's the name of it?
Tourism Ministry drives Negril development as part of sector expansion in Jamaica. Thing is, when you hear this news now, it's 10 years before they start to realize.
I need something for this coffee.
Garlic and ginger. Garlic and honey. All of those. That's the one that I want to look at free from.
I hate these websites with all these ads.
Did you escape your mother? Thunder. Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Yes, you escaped your mother. Are you going to say good evening to everybody?
Coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You found the article?
And my PC is giving issues. Too much ads.
Hold on, Zana. You will need to go back downstairs. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi.
Hi.
Wave to them. Can't see them, but wave to them. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, but you're gonna go back downstairs. All right.
See you later.
See you later. Find mommy. Yeah. Bye. Go to mommy, Alexander. Lock the door. Thank you. Lock the door. Lock the door. Don't let it see my finger.
He closed his finger.
Leave the door. You saw this finger earlier.
All right. Let me try and share the screen now. Why is it moving so?
So crampy.
Yeah.
Internet, man. Internet. I like how the day is slightly overcast. No sun to bother me right now.
I mean, you just read this from your phone, man.
Let me read it. Everybody can still see me?
No, I think they're seeing this ad that won't come off the page.
All right. Tourism Ministry drives Negril development as part of sector expansion in Jamaica. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett reaffirmed the Jamaican government's commitment to the continued development of Negril last Saturday, January 18, underscoring key infrastructure investments and the strategic role the growing resort town will play in expanding the island's tourism offerings. Speaking at the grand opening of the Red Stripe Experience at Rick's Cafe, Bartlett outlined a series of transformative projects that will enhance the destination's appeal. These include significant improvements in water supply, road infrastructure, and the development of new accommodation options, all aimed at bolstering the region's capacity to attract visitors and serve the growing tourism market. What tourism has done is to convert Negril into a buzzing commercial center of great economic opportunity and enrichment for hundreds and thousands of people. 24% of the tourism earnings in Jamaica and the tourism traffic comes from Negril. Serious? And we are giving back to Negril. No, you're giving back. Why didn't that all along? 20, he said 24%. It's a quarter. The government is making investments in water systems, bypass roads, and the expansion of accommodation options. Negril will, in that way, continue to be a beloved spot for tourists, but will emerge as a model of sustainability and growth. The highlight of these projects is the US 21 million investment in the overall the water supply system serving Negril and its surrounding communities. The initiative, which Bartlett described as the biggest investment that the government of Jamaica will do in water development in Jamaica, and arguably in our history, is going to be for this Negril era. It will ensure reliable access to water for residents and businesses, addressing past challenges and laying a solid foundation for future growth. Additionally, the government is moving forward with the development of a bypass road to alleviate traffic congestion and enhance the accessibility of the region. This bypass will link the perimeter road from Montego Bay, bypassing Long Hill, Hopewell, Sandy Bay, and Lucy. What you saying? To connect directly into Negril. The project is expected to improve transportation flow and ease travel time for both locals and tourists to the West End paradise. Is that me? The Tourism Enhancement Fund came to the rescue and we provided the funding required with the National Works Agency. And today, we have a beautiful roadway driving from Negril into West End and we want to continue to work with you. Since 2017, 500 million Jamaican dollars of tourism enhancement funds have been spent in the Negril area, added Bartlett. Investments the government is making will ensure Negril continues to thrive as a prime destination for tourists seeking authentic and meaningful experience. All right. So he also announced a plan for the new hotel in the area by Viva Wyndham Hotel, which will increase the guest accommodation capacity by 1,000 rooms, helping to meet the growing demand from international visitors. The ministry is also committed to revitalizing the Negril Beach Park, inspired by the Harmony Park in Mobile, and upgrading the Negril Craft and Artisan Village to provide a platform for local artisans to showcase their work.
No, in there, so.
This is in addition to an airport for the area. Tourists will soon be able to land in Negril. They won't have to go to Montego Bay anymore to ask where do I find Negril. They don't have to go to Kingston and ask about Negril in the short order. They'll be able to land in Little London, and in 2 minutes you reach Negril. Notable minister. Bartlett's remarks came as the Jamaica tourism sector continues to flourish. In addition to infrastructure developments, the Red Stripe Experience at Rick's Cafe is expected to bring significant tourism traffic to the region. With projections of an additional 660,000 visitors to the venue in the coming year, the initiative will create new employment opportunities, generate millions in revenue, and contribute to the broader economic development of Westmoreland and its neighboring areas. Tonya, we never hear about this, the Red Stripe Experience at Rick's Cafe.
I don't think that's something that would appeal to you. That's alcohol.
Yeah, it wouldn't appeal to me, but could just go and look at the people enjoy themselves. I guess it's a party.
When we took the party boat, it did go to the back end of Rick's Cafe, and then people did swim and climb up the ladder, go and buy alcohol and come back down.
They came off the boat that already had alcohol
Yeah.
and swam to Rick's Cafe's backyard
Mm-hmm.
and bought more alcohol
Mm-hmm.
and swim back with the alcohol to the boat.
No. The boat met them. The swimming was just the experience for those who wanted to.
Who could do it?
Just be careful.
Just be careful. Yes, you need to be careful. Why are you slamming the door? Xander.
All right. So Norma
You're
says,
hijacking
Carlene says, awesome. I will definitely email you guys. My niece and nephew lives in Negril. Kiki Coffee and Cone belongs to them. It was just featured in the Jamaica Observer.
What is that?
Maybe it's a
Kiki, what?
coffee and cone.
Kiki Coffee and Cone.
Maybe it's a restaurant.
Oh, it's a restaurant. Kiki Coffee and Cone. Cone sound like ice cream. Coffee bar. The Jamaica Observer siblings own. Okay, awesome. My niece and nephew live in the girl. Where's Xander? Why try this water here?
Norma says, Claudia, you're a polygamist.
What is that?
That's the one who multiple partners.
Yeah, I'm a polygamist for sure. I wish that I can tell you the Jamaican society would have been better because fathers would not have to spread themselves thin. Having one baby mother here, one baby mother there, one over the horizon, one under the gully, and so on. They are already doing it, the men. They are.
Mm-hmm.
So women too, not just men, women too. We're already doing it as a society. I think it would be better if we really just formalize this thing on who want to be a polygamist can, who want to be a, what's the other word now for the other people? Oh, I don't know now.
Hey, found the last one. Switch it.
No, listen to me. Come. As I know you women. You're nice. Go to
No,
mommy.
they're not going.
Call mommy. Tony, call his mommy.
The passport life.
Come, let me call it.
The father was selling a house. The tenants used the deposit to pay for the instruments of transfer. Only a mark is there. They did not pay him for the house.
Take him
Oh
downstairs.
no.
What happened?
Passport said the father was selling a house. The tenants used the deposit to pay for the instrument of transfer. Only a mark is there. They did not pay him for the house. Shouldn't he have an attorney in this matter? So it's like they did no sale agreement. They just signed up an instrument of transfer.
Use a deposit. Only tenant use a deposit to pay for the instrument of transfer. Instrument of transfer is cheap. 0.25 divided by 100 times the sale price. So how do you use a deposit to do that? I don't understand. Only a mark is there. They did not pay him for the house. So who was the lawyer doing that transfer? Did your father sign up the documents and have it notarized or witnessed by a lawyer? Because he must have signed it. He must have signed the transfer. And if he did not pay for the house, that is something that you can go and deal with. You can go and have that dealt with. You make a report to the same registrar, which is the people in the titles office. Make a report to them and let them know that it's fraud and never pay for them. But it seems unusual. How can they only use a deposit to pay for the transfer? Unless it's a really cheap, like a $50,000 deposit. Because the registration is 0.25, everybody. 0.25 divided by 100. Well, it's 0.50 divided by 100 times the sale price, but 0.25 because the seller pay off and the buyer.
But doesn't it need to go stamp office first?
And it have to go stamp office first. That makes sense to me. It have to go stamp office first. The stamp office would have stamp it still, and I guess them would have probably paid for the stamp duty is only $2,500, but they would pay for the transfer. Well, your father never had a lawyer?
But I don't get it. When you go to the transfer office, isn't there something that says how much you paid for the house?
Yeah, that would be on the...
But I guess
Something that makes sense. Something that makes sense.
but you can't do this without a lawyer, so maybe they missed some of the steps.
Something that makes sense. You need to investigate it. You don't just take that for granted. Maybe some money somewhere. Maybe he lodged it some money somewhere. Did he have a lawyer? Did your father have a lawyer? Usually the seller have to have a lawyer.
Yeah, they always recommend that.
Mm-hmm.
Marsha is saying good evening. How to place your house in a land trust in Jamaica?
Is there such a thing?
What's a land trust?
I don't know. What's a land trust? I don't know. A land trust? How should I explain what that is? Why you want to put it in a land trust though? Who you don't want to get it? Or who you want to get it? Maybe that's what I should ask. A land trust is a non-profit organization that actively works to conserve land for its land trust. Investopedia.
Let me read all this in the meantime. Jovan says, I heard of a quarter-acre lot in Negril for 20 million. It's really not cheap. They also have water issues in Negril. Yeah, but government just said we fix that.
How much land is it?
Quarter-acre.
Where that?
Maybe it have sea
Maybe
view.
it have sea view or beachfront.
Well, maybe not beachfront for 20 million. Maybe it have sea view. Mike says, hi Claudia and Tony. You guys look like twins. Boy, Claudia, jeans, strong suck.
No, maybe we book out together every day. That's why. For most days we start to look like each other. That must be the reason.
That one made jeans strong. Norma says, bye guys. My group meeting is at 4. Bye Norma.
Bye Norma. Have a productive meeting.
Jovan says, oh, I heard about the establishment this week. 2 young people started it. That's about the coffee and cone.
Okay.
Passport Live said the attorney died. A single attorney, no company attorney. So I like company attorneys.
No, maybe them pay the attorney, so that's why you need to investigate it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just take it for granted like that.
They
must have had an attorney.
Attorney would, so the attorney
and check who take
files.
over. Yeah, and check who take over the attorney office.
Yeah, usually it's passed down to somebody.
To another attorney. So you need to check that.
Kendrick says, "I'm not easy." Xander.
Too busybody.
Passport says the papers were signed after he left for America.
Who signed the paper? And forged it?
There's no signature. She says there's only a mark.
So you must contest it. And worse, him never in the island. So
Passport Live said file missing from the stamp office. Oh, file was missing from the stamp office. The correct name is a declaration of trust for the house and land. No one takes away the trust, avoid probate too.
Declaration of trust in that case is just a document then. And then you take it down to the land agency. Declaration of trust. Hold on. Let's see. And our land agency. So the National Land Agency says recording a Recording a trust against a certificate of title. The Registration of Titles Act prohibits the registrar of titles from recording a trust on the face of the certificate of title, regardless of whether the trust is express, implied, or a constructive trust. It is important to note that executors and administrators are, in fact, trustees of the estate of the deceased. You're going to look for the article?
Mm-hmm.
The registrar will note on the title the transmission of the estate from the deceased to the personal representatives where a transmission application is submitted. Where a new certificate of title is issued in the name of the personal representative of the deceased owner, their capacity will not be evident on the face of the title. However, for the purposes of any dealings under the provisions of the Act, the personal representative registered in transmission shall be deemed the absolute proprietor. However, they are accountable as trustees to any beneficiary. The procedure as to the trust, however, guys, is where land is transferred to an individual to hold on trust for the benefit of others, the individual should execute a declaration of trust and deposit it with the registrar of titles for safekeeping and reference. The registrar will protect the declaration of trust by lodging a registrar's caveat against the title as notice of the existence of the trust, and where necessary to ensure that the registered owner deals with the title only in accordance with the terms of the trust. Where a declaration of trust is being executed, the trust documents should be appropriately stamped and should set out the details of the trust. Any subsequent dealing will require proof that such dealing is in accordance with any specific term of the trust. Fee number 22 is applicable. You do not need a duplicate certificate of title to lodge a declaration of trust as no entry is made on the certificate of title. But I would imagine if you title have a loan, you probably can't do this. But if you have a property free and clear, so you're gonna do the declaration of trust. I'm glad you brought it up actually. Do the declaration of trust. And this is something we have been trying to do for a long now, Tony. It's a document actually. Declaration of trust is a document.
Uh-oh, what happened? Blank screen. Oh, here we are.
Declaration of trust is a document. So you're gonna do the declaration of trust. Who asks a question, and then you're gonna proceed to the titles office to register the declaration of trust, right? Deposit it with the registrar for safekeeping and reference. So whenever that title come up, somebody wants to sell it, they're going to refer to the declaration of trust. And if it's not in keeping with what that declaration of trust says, then they will block it. That's what they're saying. They will defend it.
So how they know there's going to be a declaration of trust on it?
They are going to deposit it with the file with the title in them office.
So every time somebody asks, they'll actually go and pull the physical file and go look.
And go look. Whenever some kind of pull the physical file for doing transfers.
Mm-hmm.
So when you pull this physical file, it'll show the declaration of trust. So if you're trying to do anything outside of that.
Island Girl says, Miss Claudia, congratulations on your book.
Oh, thank you so much.
I already got my copy.
Thank you, Island Girl. Those of you, I like how the girl spelled J-U-R-L-1. Island Girl. That's a nice name. Could be a brand too, Island Girl. Thank you so much. Those of you who don't get a copy yet, it's on Amazon, it's on all of the bookstores. Anyone you like, you can go there and buy it. But thank you so much, Island Girl. Those of you who don't buy the property in Jamaica yet, it's a good read to know how to manage yourself in Jamaica when it comes to properties.
Passport Life says, if you're going abroad, give the person who will stay there a letter stating you're leaving them there temporarily. If you don't, they can take away the house after 12 years.
Even if you do, them can still take away the house for 12 years. Because who is to say that you gave them any letter?
Yeah, you'd have to have...
We'll prove that.
You'd have to have what? Copy of the letter somewhere? Start it at stamp office. But she just said stamp office said I lost the file, so there are no help.
But you should have a copy for yourself. should have a copy because you do get back a copy of those things. So you're supposed to have that. The truth is though, everybody have to be vigilant with your properties. Since week 2 when we were in Mandeville, we discovered one of the properties that we got for sale, the person built on the wrong property and built on the property that we got for sale, that we're holding the title in our hand for the client. And it have a unfinished building on it coming up quite fine out of the ground.
It's massive too.
Massive structure. You have to fence your property so they know somebody own it. You have to put a sign on it, I would say, with your name and your phone number. Or an email address, so that if there's any doubt and them want to check something, them have somebody to call.
Yeah.
That remind me, Tony, you need to take your own advice. Because tape up the sign them on the tree, them on the property. Since you refuse to put fence. So that they know who to call in case they want to check and they want to know if somebody own it or what. Put up a sign, no trespassing. No trespassing. If you fail to obey the rules, the consequence will follow. If you need further information, email that.
Jovan says, what a blunder. Blunder, Jovan. Blunder.
Remember, nobody cares about your property, you know. And I find that a lot of that happening in Jamaica where children who have gone, left the parents behind, have not been paying attention to their inheritance, because that's what it is. It's your inheritance. But you're not paying attention. Happened to another client of mine too, where his dad, some people move in with him, say them take care of him, and can't get rid of them now. He's elderly, can't get rid of them. But you have to understand that as your parents get older, it's easy to trick them because the brain not as sharp. So you have to step in and pay attention, visit the property, come here every year, make sure things are in order. Keep calling daddy. What's happening, daddy? Who is there? Anybody? You put people in there to live yourself or to rent the place or whatever. You must be in charge of that because daddy can't manage those things anymore. Or mommy.
Marsha says it's to hide your name on the house if someone searches for your name.
No, not in Jamaica. It's not going to hide your name.
But you could own a company and transfer it to the company.
Yeah, you could do that.
And add you and your kids to the company.
Yeah, you could do that. But the declaration of trust, remember what they said, they're not posting it on the title. They just hold it with the title. So if anybody do a title search, they're still going to see your name on it, Marsha.
Jovan says, so in the case where someone built on the wrong land, what do they do? Swap properties?
If there's something to swap. This young man is trying to now sell this land, but he waited too long for the fence it or whatever. So we are actually trying to make contact with the person who we sold, because we sold the property beside it, to see if it's a case of mistaken property, like them mistake. So them have the corner lot when they really have the one beside it. If it is that person who did that, one option is for her to say, okay, let me give Miss Davis to sell, and when Miss Davis get the money, she give it to the man. Or she pays the value of the land price that she's on and give the money to the man.
And get both lots.
And she would own both lots, yeah. But this is how finish outside though. If she have the money, she should have been finished with the house already. So now we have not been able to make contact. The other option would be to go to court. He goes to court, it's not contested, court will give the demolition order. And you go there and you demo it.
Yeah, but we wouldn't want to reach demo. I hope she makes contact soon.
Oh, that reminds me, as I'm talking that Tony, the address would be on the title. And she bought other property from us, send a letter, send a registered mail or something to that address.
Okay.
find out people overseas don't move a lot like us. So she may still get the address.
Okay. Jovan says, make them pay you rent, no matter how small.
And keep in touch and make sure you collect the rent too. Because you can't leave that if you collect the rent. You not gonna remember if you pay. Mommy not gonna remember. You collect the rent, make them put it to your bank account, you send them the receipt every month. Because a tenant who you put in possession of your property cannot claim adverse possession on you. Right?
Passport Life says, Miss Davis, I see the trust mention on my father's title.
Mm-hmm.
Trust.
An old title? Or is the trust is a name of a company, like you would have said? Enring Trust or Jacob Trust. Could be name of a company too. You can take a screenshot and show me. Did you put the link for the NLA?
No,
Where they could
let me do that.
read the document. It is nla.gov.jm and it is /site. But
I have the link.
You have the link. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So the link there, guys. You can read it. That's what they're saying. Send me a message, Passport Live. Let me see. Your trust could be a company name. Or maybe they used to do it back in the day. What year was that? All right, Tony, bring up the NHT so we can tell the people what are the new benefits.
Is it best to place your property in a LLC?
Talking about a company. Cool, but you're still running the same problem, because suppose you have a company and it have 3 people who own the company. And the 3 people end up pass away in a plane crash like the other day. And the kids are minor.
Passport Life said it's a private trust in his name. Example, Henry Brown Declaration of Trust 2009.
So maybe they used to put it on the title back in the day. So why are they saying they're not putting it on, not making any note on the title again? I don't know.
All right, here's the NHT article.
All right, so the new loan limits starting June 16, which was a couple days ago. They now start June 16, not July 1. They start June 16, which means they have already started. So, new loan limits effective June 16, 2025. The NHG will increase the individual loan limit for open market purchases to $9 million. 2 co-applicants will now get $17 million, and 3 co-applicants will now get $23 million. For units being sold at $14 million, however, or less, a new loan limit of $12 million will be available to single applicants. So if they're buying a house, not a land, a house that is 14 million and under, they can now get $12 million on them own.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's good. That means they only need $2 million deposit or.
Mm-hmm. And they can probably still borrow that from the bank if they don't have all of it. Well, they would have deposited 1.4 or 5%, 700. They could still borrow this. In addition, the loan limit for build on own land, build on own loans, will also increase to 11 million for single applicants, 17 million for 2 co-applicants, and 23 million for 3 co-applicants. Individuals purchasing land on the let me not run into that so fast. So if you're building a house, you now get 11 million on your own to go build your house. So you have the land already, you're getting 11 million to go build a house, right? If it's 2 of you, 17 million. If it's 3 of you, 23 million. Well, listen to this now. The persons who are, so I should say to you, hold on, I'm moving too fast. So up at the top, how much was it? 2 applicants, 17 million?
Mm-hmm. It's the same. It's only the single people. It changed.
It changed from, okay. But the 2 people, 17 million, them can buy a Belacre for 19 million. 2 bed, 2 bathroom, which is on off St. John's Road, everybody. So we have a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom option, Belacre Estates for 19 million. That you can, 2 of you can come together and you get 70 million from NHT. So you just need 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get back to the bill and own option. Remember now, you get a bill and own land 11 million if it's you alone, 17 if it's 2 of you, and 23 if it's 3 of you. All right, but listen to this now. If you're buying land alone on the open market, you will also have access to more money. The housing lot loan limit increases to 5 million. Remember, that was 3.5 back in the day. How far, Tony?
1 week ago.
3.5. It is now 5 million. So those of you who came in and bought Palmetto Pines at 6.5, I know you're jumping now. You're saying, Miss Davis, I'm happy. Because by now you should have saved up the extra 1.5 million, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're a single applicant, right?
Yeah, you get 5 million.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't change anything for the double applicant. It's still the double co-applicant. It's still 7 million.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's 3 of you, you get 10.5. So we have some 10 million, 6,000 square feet lots. Mommy, daddy, and child. You can run, come and buy these, right? And then you can still get your loan to go build your house.
With the remainder.
Yeah. So if you buy the land for 10.5, 3 of you get 23 million. So you have, is it 12.5 million to build? My math's good, somewhere there. 12.5 million to build. So you see, NHT is not so dusty. And if you're on the 6,000 lot, which is a big lot actually, guys, you can build a nice 3-4 bedroom house now. You can build your house, so mommy up on one side, you up on one side. Just start, guys, start, right? Especially if you're already living together. Mommy, daddy, if you have some money in the bank you're not using, you should consider helping your child with a deposit. If you have not used your National Housing Trust and you buy a house already, join up with your kids so that they can get a house, right? If you're still at your NHT, parents, you already own your property, you can use a benefit, join up with your child and help them get a house, right? So ask us how. The Palmetto Pine scheme, we're doing 200 lots. We're gone how much already? 130 something sold already.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 70 to go. Don't miss out on the boat. Those lots are now 7 million?
7 and 8.
7 and 8 million and 10 million. All right. So get into us. I think the build on own land people sitting pretty.
The single applicants doing well too.
Single applicants doing well. All right, let's see what else they have in store for you. So existing mortgages starting June 16. NHG loan for existing mortgages and homeowners will increase from 3.5 to 5 million.
What do you mean by existing mortgages?
Me and you are existing mortgages.
We are not existing.
Well, we're not existing anymore.
You mean Rachel?
Right, Rachel. People who have mortgage already still have mortgage with NHT.
So you can come for the rest?
You can come for 5 million, where 2 applicants will be able to access 10 million. Additionally, the waiting period to access a second loan benefit from NHT for home improvement purposes will be reduced from 10 to 7 years. All that Rachel qualify for the 10 to 7 years. You can get the loan. The increased financing coupled with the reduced wait time will allow mortgagors to make necessary upgrades to enhance both their safety, comfort, and overall living conditions. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You're also getting a smart energy loan. Mortgagers looking to add renewable energy systems to their properties will have access to increased financing. The smart energy loan was 1.5, it's now 2.5 million. The funds can be used to install energy saving technology, solar panels and batteries, and other renewable things like rainwater harvesting systems, right? So you can put a gutter on your roof and do rainwater harvesting. Additionally, the applicable interest rate is 0 to 5% based on your income rather than the previous standard rate of 5%. So if your income only give you 1% based on the band you're in, then your solar loan is 1% as well. This adjustment, however, will take effect July 1. By easing the financial barrier to renewable technology, more homeowners will be able to invest in sustainable energy solutions, which can lead to long-term savings on energy costs and a reduction in Jamaica's carbon footprint. Now, NHT is begging us to go solar. They probably know something we don't know. But I shouldn't say NHT, I should have said the government of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. They had a tax thing
Tony, we need to take
in April. I know they're having this NHT thing in July. So
also, to complement these increases and further improve affordability among contributors, the NHT will be offering a reduction in the service charge for new mortgages effective July 1. Other policy changes announced that will come into effect July 1 include an expanded use of the NHT Home Grant, which will now allow mortgages with unfinished properties for a period of 2 or more years to access additional funding to complete the unit. Contributors can generate new eligibility letters and access more information using the website. I saw something, but I'm not seeing it in this article, about the reduction in the deposit amount.
yeah, Prime Minister was saying it in a video, saying it's now 2% if your income is a certain amount.
Right. So if your income is what, 30,000 a week or less, something like that, you can pay a 2% deposit now as opposed to 5%. All right, everybody. So there you have it. NHT working for everybody, including myself. Although I'm a little bit ticked off with them.
Why?
So back in the day, I only got 1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
They're now at 9 million for loans.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have give me the difference between 9 million and 1.5 million for me to get another loan to do whatever I want to do with it. So if I want to merge it with one of my kids, I want to give that benefit, or I want to do some home improvement, or even if I want to buy another property.
But isn't that basically them giving you the 10-year loan?
What 10-year loan? That's only 5 million home improvement. Suppose I don't want to do any home improvement. I don't want to change a tile on a kitchen. I want a brand new house, people. And since nobody, and besides, NHT, so somebody like me would
They have to give the bank some work, mommy. If NHT keeps doing that, every time them raise the limit, you qualify. So you'll be getting 3, 4, 5 loans from NHT. in your
charge
lifetime.
me the interest. That's how NHT are blunder.
Charge you the bank interest?
Yes.
Then what would be the point? You just send it to the bank?
No, man, can easy to get the loan from NHT. Because them want to get the loan for the money. NHT want to get the money. Besides, them a collect a bag of contribution from me. So give me the loan. But besides, NHT have an advantage. Because if I don't pay the loan, they have my contributions. You understand? NHT, they're not thinking, they need me to turn the finance minister down there. So.
Passport Live says, can I co-sign with my niece for a scheme house in Portmore? I am retired.
Yeah, man.
Monthly income over 600K.
Retired, what age? 65?
As long as you're not 70, right?
As long as you're not 70. Who doing the mortgage? JN, who doing the mortgage? You get loan up to age 70. Interest might be high, the monthly might be high. Sound to me like she don't qualify for the loan. That is why you want to do that. But try. If you need a mortgage officer, reach out to me. So if you're about 65, they'll give you a 5-year mortgage. You're 60, you get a 10-year. Because what happens, the mortgages go up to age 70 in Jamaica. Both NHG and the banks.
Oh, she's 68.
Ouch. 68. So your best bet at Scotia. Reach out to me, but do it quickly. Scotia don't watch age, but the rest of bank them watch age. Reach out to me quickly and put it connect to the mortgage officer so she can get the loan. The only look, make sure lose a little Portmore house. What is right in there? Jovan.
I think the NHT benefits.
Oh, the NHT. Oh, Jovan, you get your place now? NHT. Yes, so 5 million guys, that good for the Parliament of Pines people. Sitting pretty, but them don't realize that yet. Tony sent out the email yet. You need to send out the email to the people so them can clap themselves.
They're not gonna realize until them go sit down in front of the NHS. They'll say, "Wow, give me your 5 million."
No, we need to tell them. They need to ask for it.
No, but we don't need to ask for it. It's automatic. They're already effective.
Yeah, but some of them pay. Well, them pay 5%.
No, they only pay 5% deposit.
Yeah, 5% deposit. Them still have a shortfall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, passport for life. Contact me. I think Scotia would be a best bet for that one. Anything else, Tony? We can go home early, everybody.
We're already home, Mom.
I want to go eat my dinner, guys. Have you eaten your dinner yet? Any more questions?
Well, how you miss lunch? That's why.
Yeah, I miss lunch. I'm literally dropping here now.
Dwayne says, "Good day. How financial stable I am. I own property in a gated community in St. Catherine worth 30 million, no mortgage." That don't determine if you're financially stable. That means the property is financially stable, not you.
I wanted to. I was waiting for him to say something else.
Doing you in a better position than many. Yeah, but that doesn't say whether doing has personal loans, car loan, children's school fees paying.
Mm-hmm.
Joanne could be sitting in a $30 million house with no job.
Mm-hmm. No cash flow.
Yeah.
Because there is no income. What you must look at is the income from the property now. So is the income from the property enough to pay all of your expenses and you still have money left? That's called cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in that position now, then you say you're stable because it means that you wouldn't have to work again. Right? So if this $30 million home,
how financially stable you are is what? How many days you can go without working and still cover all your expenses?
No, I don't think that for me, that's not what it means. What it means is I have other income coming in that I don't have to be doing no 9-to-5 work.
That's what I just said.
No.
You don't have to be working.
No, you said how many days. It's not how many days. It's suppose you're getting $1 million from a $30 million house per month, and your expense is $500,000. You have an extra $500,000 every month, and you still don't have to get up and jump in your car because your light bill pay, water pay, the school fee pay, food bill, everything. Gas for your car, everything. But it don't have nothing with how long you can do that. It's the fact that you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So for me, that's what it is. How financially stable you are is dependent on your cash flow.
Dwayne says no children and no loans. Property is an Airbnb.
Right. So you should be in profit mode, but can that money from the Airbnb pay all your expenses without you working?
And Dwayne says I'm in a good job.
No. So you're still not financially stable. Use that job and convert and make more get more property. When you have enough property where the cash flow from the property can pay all your expenses and you still have money, that's when you're in a good position.
Dwayne says he's 36. Still have time to do some more work.
You still have a whole heap of work. First, you need to have some children So you need to focus, maybe go focus on that side of it now. I have some children to take with some of the money that I have. And to give you some meaning to want to do this, right? But you're not stable yet, Dwayne, until the cash flow can pay all your expenses and you don't have to work. I'm taking that philosophy from Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's the philosophy.
But do it look like we can go buy another house, man? Mortgage free at 36? How dare you?
No, I'm kind of mortgage free. I was mortgage free at 36. I went back into loans.
Yeah, but they need to go hustle some more, man. Get back into another Airbnb property or something.
I was mortgage free at that stage, Javon.
Because I mean,
before that, because I bought my place at 23, and by 10 years I was mortgage free. So I was 33. But where you are is not like where I was. But I had to go back into debt to be free, financially free. I had to go back into debt, get some more property, get some more rental income, pay off the mortgages by selling some other liquor.
Children going to make me more poor. Children going to give you, trying to think, more headache for true.
Children don't make you poor. At 20 and 17, and Rachel at 27, where I was 27. 28. Them don't make you poorer, but they do make you sit up and pay attention to your finances.
Yeah.
Right? And they do make you give yourself a jump start. In other words, you sound like you're cruising.
Yeah, because I mean, if you paid off his mortgage at 36,
and you're in a good job, you're cruising. You should have at least another property under your belt, earning money. That little one little Airbnb not going to cut it.
Doing sound like you need a little stressor.
Yeah. What is it? You need something for gritty.
Yeah. Yeah, like a stressor, man.
You need a little stressor. So and you're gonna need.
But you don't have to be. You don't have to be a child. It could be a wife. That adds lots of stress. Can't a wife do it?
But I think you would want maybe add the way I want maybe the child for pump the money in as opposed to the wife, because the child will always be your child. The wife will have to always be your wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to pump some money that way, then better you pump it in something that belongs.
Dwayne says something nice here, man. Dwayne says, I'm doing addition to the property. Second Airbnb. Right. Now we're talking, Dwayne.
Now you're talking. So, but you sound to me like you're not moving fast enough for somebody who don't have any children.
And in a good job.
Nah, you're moving too slow. You're being too cautious. Mm-hmm. You told him? Mm-hmm. Being too cautious.
Need a little more stress.
You should have another loan. You should have 2 more loans and 2 more property getting income too. Because your pay is not paying anything. Mm-hmm. Too cautious. You move too cautious. You need to move with some.
And if the one little paycheck plus the Airbnb can pay off Portmore house in a gated community, you're earning some good money from both of them.
Yeah. Him not push himself. Him appear. Him cautious. You know them people who walk the line, but them don't want. Them not jump off. So like me, I don't sit on the fence. Me I go jump off. Whether or not something that if it catch me, or me see no sea or no river and a landing, I'm gonna jump off. You're not jumping off. You have to jump off.
Claudia says, I am hoping to see both of you next week, Sunday, at the race. Yes, you will see us.
Which race?
The poppy race at King Manors Park.
Oh, you're going?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean if I'm going? Did we already decide that I was going?
I need to reach out to my soldier. So we met him at, what that race that is there?
True
Juice race. That was a good one. I never race. I just stand up with my little video one, please. My camera one, please. Tony and Jenna one. Your timing improving, you say?
Yeah, actually.
That's good. The walking up here. Yes, Claudia. So
yeah, just remember to call us so we can meet up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice one coming up in Hanover, but I feel like it's too far for me to get there.
You have to sleep over.
Yeah, but at the same time, there is at 6 a.m. How do I reach Hanover from St. Anne for 6 a.m.?
You don't stay over at St. Anne. You go to Hanover, stay over. You will find somewhere in Hanover near the place
Oh,
to rent or whatever and stay over. Where in Hanover is it?
trial.
Where's Trial?
I know we pass it going to Ocean Point, but I don't know exactly where on the stretch it is.
Are you gonna go stay at a Trial? Yeah, money.
Not for trial money, but trial you have to rent like a whole 7-bedroom house, you know. Almost $6,000 a
Then I
night.
went to a little hotel, man. You have Rio, you have what is place down there, so. I was looking at S Hotel.
There's Rio in Hanover. I
S
don't think
Hotel
so.
like S Hotel are literally something like per day. I was looking, I was like,
I was just thinking tonight, maybe an
300 US.
Airbnb in Ocean Point or something.
400. Yeah, but you'd have to drive, come back, you're too far.
Also, do something in
You ever do something in Montego Bay?
Montego Bay. Yeah, I could probably find a hotel in Montego Bay.
You ever do something real close, the closest thing to try out?
Oh, you know, there's a free one coming up, a free walkathon, the CARICOM walk
Where?
in Montego Bay.
Well, I mean, I never so far, just walk for half an hour. That's madness.
Yeah, but it's nice. This one is gonna have well, obviously walking on trial lawn, but there's a breakfast dinner thing for it for the event.
Pay feet and I'll go.
Okay, I probably need to pay for a bib for you too, because if you
Why?
want to eat breakfast, you would have to be a participant.
So how much is it to go to this walk?
$5,000.
Damn. And it's gonna cost us even more for the hotel, the driving, the gas.
Yeah.
You better have a plan, you know. Make sure some business come out there.
No, it's the real estate one. It's put on by the real estate people.
Oh.
Showbiz.
Oh, sure. It's a good
So I
time.
know a lot of realtors and stuff are gonna be there if you want to network.
But how is that gonna give a business? And I doubt if those realtors are gonna be there. Doubt it.
They were there last year. They showed us pictures and stuff of the events, and I saw a few realtors I know.
Mm-hmm. Outside of showbiz?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. But you'd have to book a hotel before. Not doing drive from Kingston to go to that.
That's what I was thinking. We'll see. That's in August, so I still have some time to figure it out in my head. Passport says, Dwayne, I think you're headed in the right direction. I should have bought a house in Portmore years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Claudia, I met Karen on the plane. We were talking about you both. You both just so positively people. Yes,
Oh,
thank
yes,
you.
Thank you. Thank you. But I need Dwayne to step on the gas. Dwayne, you move too slow. And Dwayne, sometimes you don't have to do addition, you know. You can buy, you see, just like when you buy the one in a Portmore and the Valley Rise, you could have buy some other little one same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the gated if you can't get them. Go after them, man. And get it done. Because you probably gonna spend, how much you gonna spend on addition? About 20 million, how much you gonna spend?
What you going to add on? A 1-bedroom unit,
Yeah.
a 2-bed?
You could have just go buy a next house and do the same thing. Ready made house, so that move faster. And the addition thing take a while.
Not only that, too, you would have instantly gained a second property versus still owning one property.
And the danger with one property to is doing, which is why I don't get mixed up with it like that. You put all your egg them in a one basket. The granny teacher that don't put all your egg in a one basket.
Mm-hmm.
That's why believe for me, real estate is a numbers game enough for me. The more me have, and the more me better have. Because if something should happen, you have a shift. So let's just say maybe you lose your job, maybe you break your leg, maybe you can't work, maybe they blow up the place, whatever it is. You have two property now separate. So you could sell one and reorganize yourself. You understand? But when you type everything in one, it's difficult to separate two. Because sometimes rental is not even it too. Rental will go down too, as they found out in COVID. Yeah.
Dwayne says Colbert Manor. Are you going to buy something in Colbert Manor?
No, he probably owns something in Colbert Manor.
But Corbett Manor not in Portmore. He said he owned a property in Portmore. What did he say? Or that's not what he said.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh no.
St.
Gates
Catherine.
in Catherine. Oh, I know Corbett Manor.
Yeah, I know Corbett Manor. Well, you just buy Corbett Manor. So you start late. You're 36, you start late.
Yeah, but he
Corbett
started
Manor was
and
like
he's,
3
and he's
years
debt
ago.
free already. That's good.
That
No,
means you have a good job all along. No, man, you do something wrong there, some man. It's not always about paying down the debt. You need to carry some more debt with some more, get some more property, man. You're not move fast enough. You're not moving fast enough, young man.
Yeah, go and find something in Portmore. Airbnb does good in Portmore too.
Yeah, and a Corbett Manor.
Yeah, but I'm saying go and get a look at second property in Portmore.
Yeah, Corbett Manor doing well with. I saw those, 12, how much of them? 12, 15, almost 18. That's Olaba. Corbett Manor is Olaba. I saw those. I even saw Gore on it. Why I saw about I never run on Gore on them there, Olaba.
Gore's in Olab? Oh yeah, those big
look
schemes.
on the Gore house 3 times, I still never run it though.
Mm-hmm.
And they want you never even have to, you never have to join the line.
I know the new one's like, please buy one.
You know, you never have to join no line. Oh my God, time change.
Yeah.
Time change. Them time they go and build house faster than how we just said. You could actually go in and you see which property
to buy.
Yeah.
I think the shift is the COVID though, with or overseas persons also trying to get something here.
Mm-hmm. They will try to come back in. And then too, a lot of them weren't paying attention to Jamaica. So with even ourselves and other bloggers showing them what Jamaica look like now, and they were sitting at home not doing anything, they had to was looking at the YouTube and so on. A lot of persons realize, wow, so Jamaica look good.
Passport says, Miss D, you give me some good ideas. I sold my house in Kingston 8. I will use the funds to get something in Falmouth.
Falmouth,
yeah. Like what was the scheme's name? Gore went to Falmouth the other day.
Talk about Coral Springs and Stonebrook Manor, them places there. What do you sell at Kingston 8 house? Kingston 8.
Maybe she wants to be out of the city.
Kingston 8 would have been good rental, man. Remember I was in Kingston 8. That no me that build up for rental, a 2-bedroom here, 1-bedroom here, a studio here, and all of that. That people always want, unless it's in a challenging part of Kingston 8. But Kingston 8 on the flat. Kingston 8 there. We're in Kingston 6. Kingston 10 is.
Kingston 8 is Cherry Gardens.
Kingston 8 is. Yeah, Cherry Gardens. And then boy said at Kingston 8 house.
Shortwood.
Wouldn't do that.
No, maybe she wants to move to the North Coast.
Dwayne may be okay with where he is and don't love loans. Dwayne, you can't reach without loan. You have to leverage yourself. What loans do is leverage you. Take you long to save. Build up the money for buy the place by the time you do that the price.
What we do, we never say Warwick. So you want to be financially stable.
You can't financially stable without loans. You have well I shouldn't say loan, but without leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get leverage.
Passport says Shortwood area.
So leverage is not just loans. So leverage can be how we do it at Riverston and Ecoston, where a group of us come together and buy properties. That is leverage. Each of us leveraging each other. Because on our own, we couldn't do it. We couldn't even go to the bank to get that kind of money, right? So leveraging is not just loans, but you need leverage. You have to leverage to get to the next level. You learn, physics, you learn that. So this is the thing. And you want to get up here. You need something to leverage you to get you up there. You understand? So your leverage is important in our financial systems. And the only thing The bank leverage you with real estate, but them don't leverage you when you go buy stocks and bonds and these things. But them leverage you with the real estate, which is why the rich have the money in the real estate. Because them use the leverage.
But
You have to
after
use it.
doing Fishy's addition, you can probably go and look into something else.
You can bet him do the addition out of cash. It's gonna
Yeah.
take longer. You shouldn't do
No,
that.
man, Dwayne has a good job. I'll finish it up by the end of this year
Yeah.
and get it into the Airbnb for the Christmas market, winter market.
The way they can't get a next loan, go take a loan and buy something. Get pre-approved for another loan and move on. Can't buy 2-3 houses.
Mhm.
If you buy 2-3 borrows, it's pretty now. You sell them off and you have cash again.
Mhm.
Which is what I teach my people in the book club. The way not weren't a part of a book club. Not been a part of the millionaire club, friend. Be a part of the millionaire club. Turn millionaire in 1 year just by making certain moves on the chessboard.
Mhm. It's nice to see the things that you taught last year finally taking root this year with some of your book club people.
Yeah. And I would teach her the strategies, basically.
Mhm.
But those who afraid for use the strategy skills don't make it.
Yeah.
Some person's just afraid to jump, you know.
I know, but I feel like some of them are afraid, but the ones who say, Miss Davis are afraid, hold my hand. So let me jump with you.
Like, me see this little place and now I'm out for jump off it and I'm still with it, you know.
See, doing so the admission don't really expensive. See?
All right.
Joman says, can't hear when the next book club is starting.
Oh, I have so much things. What happened? I have Riverside I deal with now. I have Ecostate too because we're about to go trying to get this thing off the ground. This is where it gets sticky again. Plus Riverside just to try to get off the ground. So whereas Riverside just trying to get off the ground with designs and all of that, Ecostate already have approved designs and all of that. So we're trying to get off the ground with the bank. So we're trying to get leverage with the bank. And I'm thinking around leverage. Again, it's not only the bank can leverage it. It can be used leverage in a lot of ways, different ways, right? You're doing a 1-bedroom, living, bathroom, kitchen. Okay.
Okay, good.
It's part of the Airbnb. Very good. All right. You have any more questions? We can sign off early, guys. No more questions. But Dwayne, let me pre-approve it for a loan and you get cracking. I need to buy something else.
Something else you can use for Airbnb as well.
Maybe the whole about Portmore. I don't know. But you can't so free. Your pay slip can't so free. You put some weight on it. You don't know how long this job gonna last. It doesn't. By the time you're in a good job, nothing lasts forever. That is why when you need them strong and you can tie them good and you can run, you run. You know, stay there about your creep and you take 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Because in our jiffy things change. I read an article where the Amazon people, they're saying you must go to work, go in the city where the Amazon places are, because you want you to come into work. So just imagine, you did the remote work, and the nearest Amazon city there, Montego Bay.
You
Pick
find
up
yourself
yourself and go pack up everybody and go to Montego Bay. Rough. And them say if you don't do that, resign. And you're not getting no severance pay.
Ruby says, hello ladies, I'm late. Yes, Ruby, we're signing off now.
Signing off now.
And Serenity says, when will you publish the class on managing construction of building a house?
I need to finish the book and the app companion workbook first.
Alexi says,
I have to
NHD
finish
start
it
building
first,
access from Colbeck in Old Harbour.
NHD start building across
Oh, across.
or beside.
Across from Colbeck in Old Harbour.
They were they're building Colbeck Castle. Colbeck Castle.
That's good. I
But
remember
them
that
never-
scheme.
Yeah, but them never start and do road and all of that and never finish.
I'm trying to get a loan from Jane already, and it was difficult.
Why difficult? I have your good job. Can't be difficult. Jane, I'm a special note to guys, so on their fees. So you need to reach out to me. Let me get you connected.
Oh, doing this, I am self-employed.
Oh, you're self-employed locally. That means you don't have a good accountant to put your ducks in a row, man. If you're self-employed
You need a
locally,
good accountant.
yeah, you need a good accountant to put. Because I'm self-employed too. I don't have a problem with loans. You have to have your ducks strapped up doing. All your income have to go one place, and you definitely have to file your tax returns. You have to do all of that. That's what causes you a challenge right here.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to leverage. Leverage, or you're not gonna move fast enough.
But that's why he likes NHT, because I guess he uses NHT.
But now you know everybody has got the bank now. NHT, basically. So who self-employed and never make use of the NHT, go face the bank now.
Yeah.
So you still have to have your ducks lined up.
Okay.
All right, everybody. You still need help with getting a land title. Wayne rules.
Yes, Mom, that's the message I'd sent you about getting the title for St. Elizabeth property.
Oh, just forward it back to me. Let me look at it.
Okay.
Did Wayne send us everything he had?
No, he hasn't sent it yet.
Oh, you need to send us. Let me see what you have, Wayne. If you have everything. Well, you know the things that you need. You need proof of how you got the property. So whether it was by a previous will, a receipt showing how they bought it. You're gonna need 2 declarations, 2 persons over the age of 50 who know the person and know the land more than 30 years.
You need a survey.
You need a pre-check diagram of the property. Right? You need a pre-check diagram. All right, Tony. They don't know with 5 o'clock.
They didn't make you leave.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on this week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. So Wayne, Tony was telling me about the things, and you can WhatsApp me too. 292-6776. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Have a good week.